Is Saudi Arabia helping or hurting WWE? Oh boy, this is without a doubt a question that absolutely has the majority of wrestling fans on a one-sided response. And you don't even have to take a wild guess on which side I'm talking about. But I figure it's time I take on the question that's been asked around since the start of 2018. Is the 10-year collaboration with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia helping the WWE or hurting it? In 2018, WWE announced a 10-year collaboration deal with Saudi Arabia, which would involve working 2 pay-per-view events per year in the country, though they first collaborated with the country in 2014 by holding a few house shows here and there. It wasn't until 2018 that the big deal was signed with the Saudi Vision 2030 plan. It started out with the Greatest Royal Rumble, a 5-hour event that hosted the first and only 50-man Royal Rumble match. And at the time, we had just gotten introduced to the Women's Royal Rumble earlier in the year, so to have 3 Royal Rumble matches in a single year with literally 110 entrants had to be exhausting. But the most prominent show in Saudi Arabia was the Crown Jewel event, the only name aside from Super Showdown that prominently stayed with the promotion's 2 pay-per-view deals since 2018. But eventually, the Super Showdown event was discontinued and replaced with different pay-per-views each year, while Crown Jewel remained the same. But to the question at hand, is it helping or hurting the WWE? The answer is both. Perhaps hurting more than helping because of many personal viewpoints of it and a number of lackluster events. I'll start with how it's helping WWE. WWE has reportedly been given large amounts of money for that's Jon Moxley bleeding, not money. WWE has reportedly been given large amounts of money from the Saudi Arabian government for each of their shows, around the 50 to 60 million mark, I believe. Oh yeah, and don't take anything I say as fact. I'm not exactly a news journalist here, I'm just a guy watching and assuming shit. And from a business standpoint, that's something that so many companies have immediately jumped to over the years of collaborations because it does well to keep their companies afloat. Not that WWE needed to be kept afloat or anything. This collaboration has also allowed thousands of fans from Saudi Arabia to be able to attend major events, something that had been otherwise impossible for them to do. And even despite the rocky start, Saudi Arabia gave the green light on women performing during WWE events, albeit with full body suits and the occasional t-shirt. Now for the hurting part. I'm not going into full details because that's not what this video is about. However, collaborating with Saudi Arabia does have its negative effects, particularly due to their unfortunate history of dealing with things. When the deal was first announced, WWE was instantly met with criticism due to reasons that included women being barred from performing, certain wrestlers not being allowed to step foot in the country due to heritage and religious tattoos, other wrestlers refusing to work the events due to personal beliefs, and even backlash over the Saudi prince requesting certain wrestlers to compete, many of whom had died years ago. But that's just from the personal view of the collaboration. There are even negatives from a business standpoint. The majority of these events heavily feature returning legends including The Undertaker, Goldberg, Triple H, and even bringing Shawn Michaels out of retirement in what was without a doubt the worst and most embarrassing match in WWE history. Normally bringing back legends to compete doesn't sound half as bad so long as they're booked right. And in Saudi Arabia, WWE had the tendency to book these legends incorrectly. Whether that was pitting them against each other in extremely hard-to-watch contests, or the time Goldberg gave The Fiend Bray Wyatt his first pinfall loss in under 3 minutes. Due to poorly executed matches and lackluster build-ups, both editions of Super Showdown along with the 2018 Crown Jewel were credited as some of the worst pay-per-views that WWE had ever produced. In recent years, WWE has been improving a lot on the booking and execution of matches at the latest Saudi Arabia events, notably Crown Jewel, with memorable matches including Edge vs Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell, Roman Reigns vs Logan Paul, and Mansoor vs Cesaro. And it's good that they improved on that. However, no matter how amazing their pay-per-views are, there will sadly be people forever boycotting these events due to their personal hatred on Saudi Arabia. There's unfortunately nothing WWE can do to stop that, and more memes and jokes about blood money will continue to be posted at least twice per year when a new event is confirmed, all the way up until the deal expires. That's assuming some rumors I've heard about company purchases are not true. All in all, the rough start of poor shows and the endless controversy are why this collaboration is hurting WWE, while the ability to entertain fans in locations they normally wouldn't be able to is helping WWE. Do you agree with this? After carefully reviewing all that I said, what is your opinion of WWE collaborating with Saudi Arabia? And is it helping or hurting the company? Don't forget to subscribe for more content, click the join button to become a channel member, and give me your input on what other types of content you'd like to see.